So not only do they get to hear my voice, they get to hear the frogs chiming in.
They can hear the frogs and they can hear your voice.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
So sorry.
So,
They should
hope
be able to.
can everyone hear me? I hope so. If not, raise your hands. If you can hear the frogs, raise both hands. That's so cool. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. What did we do? Went for a ride yesterday. Saturday, did something. Ended up in Columbus.
Okay.
Oh, you had to go get stuff for Andy.
No, did that Friday night.
I thought we went, after work. You're right.
I know I'm right. I drove.
Sorry, of course, you know you're right. Oh, my gosh. Yes, the concession stand is still open. Would you like plain popcorn, buttered, or cheddar? Or just puffs?
I've got popcorn right here.
Here he is. That we were getting ready to talk about you, Jason. Hey there, white picket fence. How goes it? How are you and yours
Don't tell him
doing?
what we actually said about it.
Oh, I won't do that.
Well, we need to.
Well, they can't hear what Kyle's saying, so they have no idea what's going on.
They should be able to hear Kyle.
Okay, I thought they can hear them now?
Yeah.
Can they see them now?
No, they can't see him yet.
Well,
I thought we would explain this first since they're in separate windows. So, see, Kyle and Tasha are...
I've heard about Kyle and Tasha.
They're apart.
The rumors are true.
Yeah, they're apart right now.
Skinny Minnie.
But they've both joined us.
Big Bear says he wants milk.
Yeah, I've got a quart of milk sitting in the fridge right behind me.
Yeah, Kyle's one that drinks a gallon a day.
So anyway, you want to bring them out?
I'll bring them out.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, here they are. And there's his milk. He's
Just to make
holding it up.
Jason happy.
So say hi to everybody. You guys are on not only visibly, but verbally. So.
Hello. Hey, everyone.
Howdy, howdy.
Kyle has a perfect face for radio. Jeez. Friends
That's
like
probably
that,
true.
who needs enemies? Come on, Bose. Long time no see, kiddo.
Well, we got a few people in here still. They're still coming in. Sean, Alaska, fucking 1900. Grammy Karen, how are you doing tonight? Bushcraft family. Of course, Big Bear Homestead, White Picket Fence. Came on Buzz. Sherry just acknowledged you. Pathways Homestead. City Girl Country Heart.
We have 22 watching it and like 10 thumbs up. I hope everyone has their name on the wheel for their chance to win a $2 bill. In fact, just so you know, I haven't mailed out the $2 bills from last weekend, but I know who won them.
I don't know why they're not mailed out yet, but
Because I haven't mailed them out yet. I'll do that tomorrow.
okay. Well, you go ahead and talk to them. I'm going to get the wheel hooked up.
So let's go back to the two of our guests, and if you want to tell everyone why you're on two different screens and not side by side, like most couples maybe.
Like we wish we were.
Yes, exactly.
Well, essentially, I've gone back over the road truck driving. So I haul for a steel building manufacturer. Generally, I haul building straight out, turn around, pick up raw materials, and come back. This trip, it took me all the way out to Phoenix, Arizona, and then I actually picked up hay in Buckeye. And I'm actually sitting at a hay farm right now waiting on them to come unload me back in Arkansas. I'm only an hour or so from the house, but I got to get unloaded before I can get back there. I was hoping to get in time today to be there, but didn't work out.
So what kind of rig are you driving?
This is a 2021 Kenworth. Gutless Wonder.
Does it, does it have a moonroof and all that kind of stuff?
No, I don't have any of that, but
I don't think semis have moonroofs.
Some of them actually do.
Do they really?
Yep.
Yeah,
so, but this one doesn't. But this is the most comfortable truck I've ever driven. It's built like a major fleet truck. It's just way underpowered for what we do. But it gets the job done.
So do you carry an open bed trailer or a box trailer? Or?
Normally it's 48-foot flatbeds.
48-foot flatbed.
Today I've got a 53-foot step deck on this trip.
Okay. So do you haul one way and then try to find another load coming back? Is that how it works, or?
But depending on where in the country I go, a lot of times we bring raw materials back to the plant. So depending on where I'm going, if I'm up in y'all's neck of the woods, then I'm going to run over to Granite City, Illinois, and pick up coils to bring back. If I'm anywhere down Georgia, Alabama area, I'll pick up coils in Birmingham. We pick up plate steel, coils, and bar stock down in Texas. We've got a couple different places in Kansas that we pick material up at. So normally I'm hauling raw materials back to the plant to build the next buildings. But on this trip, when you get all the way out Utah, Arizona, we don't bring raw materials from that far away. So most of what's coming out of there is alfalfa and Timothy hay.
Well, right here.
I got 500 bales of alfalfa on my trailer right now.
Wow.
Right here in the town where we live, they make steel coils too, but they're all stainless.
Okay.
So
we don't do anything stainless.
Yeah, we've got used to be Armco. What is it now? I forget. I don't know. But yeah, they took down the cold mill and they just have the hot mill there, and they have a continuous casting machine. It's pretty impressive.
Kyle, is there anything that you do not transport?
Anything liquid or anything that goes in a box trailer.
There you go. There's your answer, Terry.
That limits your unloading then, right? You don't have to unload anything.
Right. So, yeah, I was really tempted last week when I was watching the live or listening to the live as I was driving, and I was actually within about 20 minutes of Jason and Robin's house while y'all were on live with them last week. I was really tempted to pull in their driveway and just burst in and surprise them.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
So
they need to have one of those little rings like they have on their front door on the gate, so they know someone's coming. Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, when I say you guys, Trip H Farm has been missing in action for a long time. Just kind of getting back into this.
I need to get my drink.
Go
ahead.
So,
what was it?
So go ahead and share with us what all has been transpiring.
You name it. It's been happening. Tasha, why don't you start off October of 2020?
October of 2020, I had gastric sleeve done.
I have to say, Tasha got skinny is what happened there.
I have lost 150 pounds in a little bit over a year. Let's see if I can stand up. So, that's me. But I've lost 150 pounds a little over a year.
Yeah, last time we saw you was at the Life Conference in Missouri.
I was a big girl.
And I think you were talking about it then.
Yeah,
and I don't think I had mine yet either.
No, I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
No.
Wow.
But I was really unhealthy. I really suffered a lot of stuff. So gastric sleeve actually gave me my life back. I am now able to run. I'm able to exercise. I'm actually a certified personal trainer now. So that helped me a lot. So 2020 was my year. So I call that getting my life back year.
Mm-hmm.
2021, total transformation again. And now 2022. So we actually sold our house in 2021. And then we moved on to a piece of property and was living in an RV until recently, where we just bought a single wide trailer and we're having it moved on our property, hopefully within the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
So we've been living in an RV for a year, I'm going to say, right at it. It was Easter when we moved last year onto the property. So we're
the
right at
ironic
it.
thing about selling the house was we had picked that property, and we had fallen in love with the property, with the creek that's on it, and all the possibilities that goes along with it.
I remember that.
And we were talking about selling the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it was during what we called Snowmageddon in February of 2020 here in Arkansas. We had record-breaking snowfall. We had 18 inches of snow at our house. I've never seen that kind of snow in central Arkansas. But for y'all Northerners, that's not all that much. But for Arkansas, it was pretty well shutting everything down. But with the housing market the way it was at the time, and I think still is right now, houses were selling so fast. Well, Tasha's scrolling through Facebook and sees this girl posting, looking for a house, such and such price range. So we just really not even thinking about it, just popped off. Well, we consider selling ours, be the upper part of your price range. It's a little bit of work. And she's like, can I come look at it? I said, sure. When would you like to come? Well, can we come now? And I'm like, there's 18 inches of snow on the ground. So she said, I don't care. Their houses are selling so out from under me so fast.
Mm-hmm.
So her and her real estate agent show up. Her fiance was a lineman, and he was out of town working. So she's video chatting him, walking through. Well, back up just a little bit. They show up with 18 inches of snow on the ground in a Ford Mustang.
Oh, Lord.
How they made it, I'm not sure.
Exactly. That should have been in the garage somewhere.
Yeah. But so they get there, they walk through the house, and they leave. An hour later, we get an offer in the email.
I'll be right back. I'm ready to hang on. I'll be right back.
All right.
You can go ahead.
So we went from really not even planning to sell right then to we've got 30 days to be out of here. So with 30 days to move house, shop, everything I had around the place, didn't have time to even try to film any of that move.
That was just dumb luck.
Yeah.
That wouldn't come by, for a lot of folks, it wouldn't come our way.
Yeah. But
did you get what you wanted? Did you get what you wanted?
We got a really good price for the place. We were actually about 20% above market value if all the repairs were done. So we actually did really well.
Yeah.
Wow.
But so we got on the new property, and it's been a battle. So every step we take be 2 steps back. So
Okay, so what describe your property though that you have now?
So we're a little bit over 9 acres. It's kind of a lot of the property has a gentle slope to it, but down on the south end, so the property is a big triangle shape. So it widens out and kind of squares off at the northern edge. And the creek runs the entire length of the property, cool, down the long side, right along the road. So in the creek, it does have this one big dog leg shape in it. And so down on the south end of the property is the lower part. We're planning to build a little cabin down there. Eventually it's going to be a Airbnb, VRBO, vacation rental type setup down there. And then up on top of the hill, there's a nice flat spot on top of the hill. That's where we're setting our house up now, this single wide that we're trying to get moved in. We're putting it back away from the edge because as soon as I can, we're going to start taking leveling the top of the hill off a little bit better and start working on building the forever home right there on top of the hill. And it'll look out down the hill across the creek and sunflower patch and all down there.
What's going on? You're laughing.
Big Bear Homestead. It looks like land, Daryl. Only out of Jason.
I can't see the chat.
Yeah.
Only a person that has cows walking through their garden, which is in their front yard,
That's funny.
can say that.
Or he takes them for a walk. Here, wait, let me get a leash.
Now, your
Milking barn.
your older property, you only have 3 acres, didn't you?
Right.
So you
Now,
actually...
Jason, you're onto something with that comment.
Yeah, I can just see it now. Have to have a cooler in between.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But so we got on the property, and I went to file for, this was raw land, nothing's ever been done with it. It's never had a 911 address. So I call up here in Arkansas, OES, Office of Emergency Services, to try to get our address set up. Well, they give me this big long list of people that I've got to call, and it's the water district. Well, technically we're in North Garland County Rural Water District, but yet they don't have lines down our road. So I just had to get a sign off from them that they didn't have any interest. And then all this, I go down through there, and I've got to contact the Corps of Engineers because we've got to build a bridge across the creek. So I contact the Corps, and the gentleman I spoke to there said, oh, well, that creek is not Corps controlled, so we don't have any interest on it. All right, great. So I fill everything out.
That just made your bridge cheaper.
Well, you would think. So go back to the county, say, hey, Corps has no control over this. It's not a Corps-controlled creek. Oh, yes, it is. It's Corps-controlled. You have to have permits from them to do anything on the property. All right, well, then Hurricane Ida hits. So when I've been trying to get a hold of them, finally find out the guy I need to talk to with Corps has been sent for hurricane duty. Well, at the same time, the company I was working for, I was sent down to the New Orleans area for hurricane work. So, and I was gone for almost 9 weeks down there. And so we fought back and forth. Finally, I got an actual letter from another guy with the Corps that states that Corps has no interest in the creek, and finally now this should settle our address problem. Hopefully here in the next week or two we'll have our address finally, after a year of being on the property. But
you're going to have to drill your own well.
Yep, we've got our own well already.
Septic system.
Story behind that, when the well driller came out, we were on a very tight budget, so we budgeted for the minimum. That's all we could do at the time, so which was 100 feet. So we're in a valley. I mean, we have a year-round creek on the property. There's 2 or 3 natural springs on the property. You can't take a shovel of dirt on top of the hill without hitting water. So we thought, okay, no problem. 100-foot well, we'll have more water than we could ever use. I don't even remember where I was at, but I was out of town. Tasha was there with the drillers, and she calls me, check in. We're like 30 feet, and they've got 2.5, 3 gallons of water a minute. Awesome. So she calls me back when they hit about 70 feet. No more water. They get down to 100 feet. No more water. We've only got 2.5 gallons of water at 100 feet deep, and he said, well, I mean, this could just be surface water. So that's not good. And he said, well, the good thing, the type of ground this is, I can go 20 more feet deep for the same price if I don't put the internal casing. He said, with this type of ground, you don't need the casing. He said, we've done wells for 100 years without casings in ground like this. So we talked about it and said, okay, let's go ahead and do another 20 feet. Well, he goes like 3 more feet and hits 50 gallons a minute.
Oh, wow.
So now we're 120 foot deep. We've got between 50 to 60 gallons of just crystal clear, amazing water. And once the water filled the well up, our standing water height is less than 6 feet below ground level.
Wow.
So I've literally got a little $80 above ground well pump from Harbor Freight.
So this is not a good place to plan for a cemetery.
No, definitely not.
Only you, Daryl.
But then, so we got our well in, we've got our septic in. If the weather will cooperate, we'll have a pad for the house trailer will be done this week. So hopefully we'll be on track and get back to getting some videos out. The other issue we've had with trying to do anything with YouTube has been the fact that there is no internet available there. So there's no cable. Satellite service is horrible. There is a point-to-point internet service. There's a tower right up on top of our mountain behind us. But when we talked to the company, they came out, they flew this drone up. He said, well, you're going to have a 50-foot tall tower.
Good,
okay, no problem.
Good line to line, site to site.
Right. And so he said, well, here, you have to get your tower from this company. So I called him, price it was like $8,000 for this tower.
Whoa.
So, and they said, well, we won't put it on our equipment on any tower other than this company's towers. It's the only ones we'll climb. So, and in the meantime, we had actually bought a 50-foot tower up in Missouri, and we were going to pick it up for our cell phone booster. And I said, well, can we just mount it on the tower that I've already bought? And he said, no, we won't climb a tower that's home built or not certified by our engineers. And I said, well, we won't have to. This tower lowers down. No, we still won't do it.
Well,
so
just some of the equipment, let me do it.
Yeah. But the other problem with that, their repeater tower that we'd be hitting is solar powered. So, and they have had some issues with it in the past of not keeping enough batteries in it to withstand. So, and they say they have access issues, that they can't get to it easily to add more batteries or something other. But so back and forth, we decided against that. Right now, we're working off of a MiFi device. So between the cell booster and the little jetpack thing, we've now got internet.
Okay, would you share what company you're with?
It's Verizon.
Verizon, okay. We have a MiFi we carry around in our camper when we travel.
Don't you have like 3 of them you carry around?
Well, nobody's supposed to know that.
He knows you all too well, Mr. IT guy.
Well, I just remember when we actually met y'all for the first time. Well, no, actually, I guess it wasn't the first time. But
at the campground.
Mm-hmm. He had like 3 or 4 of these MiFi devices laying out there, trying to get one that would get a little bit of a signal.
Yep, that's Daryl.
Doing all the different compression stuff, trying to get the bandwidth to work.
Mm-hmm.
We have struggled with it more than once.
But we're finally starting to get stuff put together, and we just found out that the local cable company got a federal grant to put fiber optic all the way down our valley.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
So, don't know when it's going to happen, but apparently we'll be getting really good internet here pretty soon.
It'll take a while, but once it's there.
Right.
I know. I can't wait.
Now, a little sadder subject.
We'll have to trying to homeschool a teenager with very little internet services.
Oh, yeah.
That is a hassle.
Oh, my. Didn't even think about that.
It's hard some days when she has live lessons and everything. It's trying to... I usually have to either go to the library or go to a friend's house.
What grade is she in?
She's in 9th.
9th. So I was going to say 10th.
On a little bit sadder note, you guys used to have a big, beautiful dog.
Oh, my God. Yeah. He was gorgeous.
We did.
But if I'm not mistaken, the dog passed.
Mm-hmm. Last year.
And
unexpectedly.
But you have a new animal, is that correct? Besides.
We do. We have he's a Labrador Retriever mix. His name is Rio. And he's a lot of our life now. But yes, we miss Achilles so much. We think that possibly his stomach flipped, and
that would do
when
it.
Flipped, we there was nothing to save him. I mean, the vet told us that there was be no amount of money in the world that could save him.
Right.
So we just had to let him live out his final days, and you know, it's hard.
Oh, Jason.
And he is buried on our property, so we actually
right on the hillside next to where the house will, the forever home will be.
Yeah, I can remember this beautiful miniature horse coming out of this converted horse trailer. It was
the horse trailer is actually not converted.
It was so cool.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of confusion about that horse trailer that we had at the live conference. It's actually still a full horse trailer.
Yeah.
So it's been remodeled. So it actually belongs to my dad. But it's a 4-horse horse trailer that just has a full camper built in the front of it. So, but the back half of it is actually still regular horse trailer.
Yeah. Yeah, we miss Achilles so much. There's so many times I tell Kyle Achilles would love this, because he was about some chickens, let me tell you. He would absolutely just live with the chickens if they'd let him.
Okay.
So,
well, you're finally kind of getting some normal on your new property.
yes.
Such a thing?
And
I don't know.
Yeah, I want to know that also. What's normal?
what are your future plans here? I mean, where do you anticipate your property being 1 year from today and then 2 years from today?
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
Because what we anticipated it on being it's not been, you know? So that's really hard to say. To be honest with you, I'm just doing what God, puts on our plate. At this point, I don't think we really have, we have ideas, but I don't think we really, we're just doing it in God's time. In God's speed. And it's never what we actually think it is going to be.
Yeah, it can be frustrating if you try to plan.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Absolutely.
right. My dream is, to have Airbnbs, of course, there, and plant my sunflower patch, and a big, beautiful, nice walk-through garden.
Do we tell?
And
should we give away the secret of the big hickory?
No, I was going to say we have a special tree that we're going to do a special thing with, but we're not going to give that away.
Don't let Jason close to it.
Yeah, and
with the chainsaw.
I've really, honestly, Kyle and I have sat down and thought about it, and we're just taking this one day at a time. Because we tried to sit down and plan everything out, and we get so aggravated because it's not what we, it's not what we anticipated it on being.
Yeah.
And so
every time we plan one thing. Okay, we're going to work on this and focus on getting this project done, and then a monkey wrench gets thrown in it. You have to go a complete different direction.
Yeah,
very true.
And work on something different.
Yeah, yep, absolutely.
But by this time next year, I'd really like to have at least the elderberry patch started. We're still kind of tossing up and down where exactly it's going to go. I need to get some more clearing done to figure out exactly the best layout. But by spring next year, I'd like to have the elderberry patch going in, the garden going in good. It looks like this year we're only going to have portable raised beds that we had at the old place. And then of course the sunflower patch. Have it done by next year.
this year we are just basically getting our house in, getting our house set up, and getting our family back to some sort of normal. We've been living in an RV now for a year, and it has been a lesson. It has been a hard lesson. Because, you know, Lacey and I homeschool her, and we are there all the time. And, you know, storms, we've been through it all. We've been through, we've been through snow in it. We've been through sleet in it. We've been through some bad storms I didn't know if we were going to make it out of.
Well, and to back up a little bit on the camper, about 6 months or so before we moved into the camper,
yeah,
at our old place, so we were laying in bed one night, and the whole house lit up from a lightning strike.
Yeah.
I actually struck a tree just right next to the house, and I don't think it didn't blow anything in the house, I don't think. But
yeah, it did. It did.
That's right. It took a TV out, didn't it?
Took the TV out. It took our extender out. It took our router out.
I forgot about all that.
It took several things out.
But the main thing it got was it hit my shop. So the power line going to my shop ran out that into the house and around the backside of the house, and it hit that line. Well, the camper was plugged into the shop at the time. So it blew the cord completely off the camper.
Oh, wow.
So when it fried the air conditioner, the microwave, the water heater, blew the circuit panel. Blew the cover off the circuit panel, had a couple breakers that were completely exploded. The power converter was fried. The furnace was fried. So I replaced no, Jason, it did not get the plug. So we were safe.
You're so funny, Jason.
So I replaced the power converter, and that gave us our 12-volt system back. We were able to get the lights on. I had to do a little bit of rewiring on some of the 110. But we had no air conditioners. We had no heat. We had no refrigerator. So rather than repairing this old camper, we knew we were going to be building a house and needing all new appliances anyways. I found a good deal on a 27-foot box trailer. Just bumper pull, enclosed, like a car hauler type trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Okay, let's back up for a minute. I gave him an ultimatum that I was not going to be cooking in the camper. Because I don't cook on natural gas. I don't do it. I can't stand natural gas. It makes me sick. It makes me sick feeling. I can't cook on it. I can't. It's not because I won't cook on it. I can't. So I told him, I said, you're going to have to figure out a way for me to cook, because either you're going to eat microwave meals, or, you know, we're going to get a hot plate or something for me to cook on. And this man likes to eat. So.
And we actually did live off of a hot plate for a couple of weeks.
We did.
It's now right here in my truck. I cook in the truck with it now.
Yeah, like 2 weeks we lived off of one single hot plate, and that was hard to cook meals on, let me tell you. I had no oven. I had nothing. So he went and bought what he was getting to. He went and bought a box trailer, and we went and bought all full-size appliances in it. And we equipped this box trailer with washer-dryer combo. I brought 2 rip-rot freezers, refrigerator-freezer combo, full-size stove with an oven in it. Dishwasher, everything. So, it wasn't as hard as people think it was.
Well, back to the back, we had a full-size bathtub, shower, and everything back in the back of the trailer as well.
So it wasn't as hard as everybody anticipates it on being, but still, you know, you're living in a camper. And, you know, you can't, there was no privacy at all. Like, none.
No.
So, you know, that's
how many do you have left at home?
The 3 of us, 2 dogs, and a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a 28-foot camper.
Okay.
So I recently had 14 inches of my large intestine removed. So recent events.
3 days after I start this new job.
Yeah. March 7th, I had a major surgery done. Somehow, after I had my gastric sleeve done, my large intestines attached to my sleeve, which is part of my stomach. And so the doctor went in and removed that. When he removed it, my intestine basically just flopped over and was dead. He had to cut out 14 inches of my large intestine.
Wow.
So we have been living at his parents' house for me to heal, because I tried one day to go in the camper while we were on the property when I was still healing pretty well. Of going in there and laying down.
Jason, TMI.
No, he didn't.
God.
I can't see the.
He just let everyone know that he hasn't pooped alone since 2005.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks, Jason.
Yeah.
Thanks for the visual.
I can just picture a calendar on the wall and checking off the days.
I went and tried to lay down the camper and go to sleep, and I couldn't get in the bed. Like, there was no way I was going to be able to go back to the camper. And so we just decided that we weren't going to go back until we got our house in. So I'm still healing pretty well. I still have, a little bit of growing pains.
Knock on wood.
Healing is concerned.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we were in contact quite a bit before you went in and after and during. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm having a scope done next Thursday to find out why I'm still having issues trying to eat chicken, steak, anything.
Yeah.
I still have some issues eating.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll probably have issues for probably the rest of my life.
Yeah, my sister does, and she had her sleeve done. That was before you and I, so it's been more than 20 years. So, yeah. So she says, yeah, there's still times I have to go into the bathroom, stick my finger down my throat. I said, oh, goody.
No, I've never done that.
Oh, I have.
I've never had to do that. I've never actually gotten, well, I take that back. We stopped and I had to have some ice cream right after I had sleep done. And we stopped and got some ice cream. I think it was Dairy Queen. And on the way home, I thought I was going to die. Like, I thought I was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
I kept telling how I'm dying. This is the day. Huh?
It was a while before you were able to eat ice cream again.
Yeah. And I still can't eat very much of it.
Yeah, I've learned I don't do well with bread. So
I don't either.
I've been learning to get like if we go someplace and get a hamburger or something, I get it without the bun. Just asking for a fork. A lot of people are doing that, so I can't do it.
Yeah. I can't eat a lot of things with bread or breading on it. I love potato chips, and them are not my friends. There's a lot of, I can't eat pork still. I cannot eat steak still. So it's shrimp. I can eat a little bit of it. I can eat about 4 pieces of shrimp. And then, of course, salmon, fish, baked fish, grilled fish, that kind of thing. And then chicken. Chicken's my best friend. We eat tons of chicken. My husband probably thinks he's growing feathers.
Daryl, it's 9:40. You want to spin the wheel? Oh, I see you getting it ready.
So we're doing pretty good.
You're looking good.
I hope
seem a whole lot better.
Within the next couple of months, we can be back on YouTube again and back active in the homesteading world, and showing y'all all the great things that we've got going on and putting our house together. And I plan on doing a lot of videos such as that. A lot of cooking videos because I miss doing them. A lot of fitness videos because I miss doing them. So,
Jason, I just eat the bacon for her.
Now, see, I can do bacon.
I can't do very much. I can do maybe one piece.
Yeah,
maybe
I usually do one
piece.
piece of bacon. I make scrambled eggs and maybe a little cheese in it and a piece of bacon. Now,
Can't do cheese.
sausage links, that I can't do them.
I can't do cheese since my, I forgot what they call it, but since I had that part of my intestine removed, I can't do cheese very much. If I eat cheese, it's like once every couple weeks, early. And most of my intolerances are from when I just had surgery. That's most of my intolerances.
Right.
Okay, well, let's bring this wheel over. You didn't get your name on the wheel. You'll have one more shot later. But we are up, and we'll give her a spin.
Who is getting it? Can't see.
Oh, I think we know this person.
Looks like Brenda, I see. Is that a D I see?
That is what you see.
Brenda, you get a $2 bill.
All right. Pumpkin 1900 Homestead. Thank you so much for being here and being a mod and being a friend and everything else. So that's how easy it is to win a $2 bill. Plus, if you are a channel member of our channel at whatever rate it would be, from $1.99 to, I don't even know what the top one is, but
I don't know.
And if you win for 1 month, we will pay your membership fee. You get that back in addition to the $2 bill. And we've had that happen with some folks.
Yeah.
So you have no reason.
Misty. And ladies, no, I have not sent out you $2 bills that you won last week. So don't think it got lost in the mail.
So you have no reason not to join us here.
That's awesome.
All right. So, Duncan 1900 Homestead, thank you so much. Get your name on the wheel. We're gonna draw one more here a little later, and we'll see who wins that. Oh, Big Bear Homestead says rigged.
He says what?
He says it's rigged.
We just rig it. Make sure you don't win, Jason.
Jason, don't be that way.
So.
Wind picked up out here.
So, Kyle, are you with everything that's going on? Have you just put your bandsaw into storage, or are you still playing with that?
No, we're still milling some.
Yeah.
I don't have near as much time to mill as I used to. But I still get out there. I've got an order I need to get done here pretty soon. I've pretty well quit advertising. Last year we got so covered up with milling for one guy, and it just turned into a massive headache trying to keep up with him. But so this year, with the new property and everything, and trying to get everything done on it, and then with me being gone quite a bit for work, it's just been hard to mill all the time. But we will be milling. I've got all the logs I need now stacked up. Here in the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna start milling out the beams and the planks to get the bridge started. So now that we finally got that letter from the Corps, I can do what I want as far as bridges. So hopefully here in the next few weeks, I'll get started on the mill and get the milling done of all the beams and get the planks milled and get the bridge built, and then we can get another driveway put in.
It looks like
right now.
It looks like Jason. It looks like Jason is offering to keep the rust off of it for you.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Yeah, Jason. I'm sure you are.
But So hopefully we'll get back to milling more. Now that we figured out exactly where the house is going and everything. So I'd cleared an area just on a little bit of a slope down from where the Forever house is going, because that's where I was going to put the trailer originally. That way we'd still have the view down the hill to the creek and everything, but still be able to have the site where the Forever home is going open, so I could start doing dirt work there. Well, come to find out, because of the pad we had to build and all for the trailer, it was just going to take way too much material. I couldn't afford to get a bulldozer out there, so we ended up having to move that. Well, I'd already cleared all the trees. So I've got this nice large area that's already cleared and everything. So that's where I'm going to set the mill up at. As soon as I get done with the bridge, I think my next construction project is going to be a shed to put the mill up.
No.
That way I can mill whatever the weather is.
No, I know that different states have different rules and regulations, but for example, here, you could use that mill and build anything you wanted in an agricultural building, but you couldn't build a stick house.
Really?
Stick frame house. Yeah. Because
Really?
it's not stamped wood. It's not certified 2x4, it's not certified 2x6s, so you can't build an actual house to live in.
That's weird.
Well,
there's a few regulations like that on the local city levels in Arkansas, but luckily where we're at, we can do whatever we want with whatever wood we want.
okay.
So I don't have to deal with any of that headaches. I plan on our Forever home and our cabin that we're building to be 100% off that mill.
Now, there is an exception to that here. Like I say, it can't be a stick built, but you can do timber framing.
Like timber frame or...
Yeah, you can do a timber frame, and I think it has to be 6x6 or larger.
Okay. I can kind of see that, because if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to what boards to use off the mill...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I've seen some milled lumber where people don't take into account knots and defects in the logs when they go to milling, and you end up with a stud that has a massive knot in the middle of it.
With no
It's not
strength.
going to support any weight at all. When it dries, that knot's going to fall out. Now your board is now two boards.
Yes, absolutely.
So I guess I can understand that to a point. But that's where it comes in the common sense of the builder.
Right, and that's when you get a good sawyer. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, you don't need to have a mill in the first place.
Right.
Because sawmills are very dangerous, no matter how you look at it. They're extremely dangerous. And, if you don't know what you're doing and run it properly, you can hurt somebody or yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's one reason why when we have taken the mill out to other people's places, it's always good when Tasha's able to go with me, because I forget to go over stuff with people sometimes. I get too much of a hurry and I try to get going.
Mm-hmm.
But Tasha always makes me stop, and whoever we're there milling for, or whoever's there helping, she'll have just a full-on safety meeting with everyone before. You be here, don't be here. When that mill is on, don't be over here.
And I'm very blunt about it.
Jason. Yeah.
Well,
I'm very
out
blunt.
at Robin and Jason's.
Share with everyone in here what mill you own and operate.
So it's a Timber King 1600 hydraulic. So I can cut 16-foot long, 36-inch diameter logs. I don't like going that large, because it seems like every time I get that big of a log on there, I break something. So my log turner is actually broke right now from a giant pine. But it's a fantastic mill. It was quite a bit more than we'd originally planned on spending. But my lovely wife there twisted my arm and convinced me to buy my dream mill. But we were actually, I remember we were sitting in the car somewhere, and I'd been talking with a guy about buying a mill that was made here in Arkansas. Had the same cut capacity, but it was an all manual mill.
Okay.
And so every single board, you're walking up and down.
Right.
And to get the log on it, you have to roll the log up on it by hand. Because at the time, I didn't have any kind of equipment to handle logs. So, and this Timber King, it's a portable mill, so I can hook it behind the truck, but it has hydraulic loading arms. So, you only have to get the log up about 3 inches.
Okay.
And normally when I set it up, I'll dig a little trench out right there. If I don't have a log deck built, I'll dig a little trench and just lower the mill down to where those loading arms are below ground level.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I can just roll the log right over onto the arms, and then the arms will raise it up level with the mill, and then you just shove it over onto the mill. So, but this mill popped up on Facebook. It's a 2002 model, I think it is. 2003. So it was like 15 years old when we bought it, but it only had 300 hours on it. It was kept inside of a barn. The old man that originally owned it didn't use it much, but it was just extremely well taken care of. We got a fantastic bargain on it, and we bought it February of 2020, I believe it was. And then, was it 2020 or 2019?
2020.
2020, okay. But then COVID hit, and I couldn't keep up with her milling request. It just went insane. So Natasha had convinced me to spend the extra money and buy that mill because we knew from the get-go that if we bought a sawmill, it was going to have to pay for itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's too large of an investment just as a toy. And she told me, she said, if you're trying to run this mill and make money with it, you're going to kill yourself with a manual mill. And she's right. So, and
well, I was pretty shocked to hear that you were back to driving. I just figured you'd be full time in the mill business.
Well, we thought about that a couple times, and honestly, I could probably make as much or more money doing that. But there's no insurance with that.
I understand.
So, and health insurance is a pretty big deal right now.
For our daughter and for him and me, I mean, with all my health issues that I had going on, there is no way ever we could afford health insurance out of our pocket. Like, nobody would accept me because I'm such a big risk. So, at the end of the day, us paying out of pocket for health insurance was just not feasible, period.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because of all the prior issues, the heart murmur that I had, the high blood pressure, the thyroid disease, my Meniere's disease. I mean, no insurance company would accept me without him putting me on his employment insurance.
Mm-hmm.
So, and at the end of the day, honestly, he could probably make more money, but it's not promised money. It's not, you have to, if you don't have someone lined up to work for, then you don't make any money.
Right.
Right.
So, would it better our family in the end? Probably not.
Well, okay.
To me, it's back and forth whether it would or not. For the place we're at right now in life,
the security's not there. I understand, Tasha. I do understand. Security's not there, but on the other side of that coin, you're your own boss. You're making your path, and that could be very rewarding as well.
It could be. Yes.
And I've thought very seriously about it. I did find a state-run group health insurance plan that potentially we could have gotten on. It was quite expensive, but did look into that. But again, it was just the what ifs. If something happens to the mill, then what are we going to do? I mean, if that's the only machine that is producing an income for us and it breaks down, then what am I going to do?
Right. Fix it.
Then handling the logs until here just very recently, I didn't have any kind of machinery around to handle the logs other than myself. So when you try to move around these 16-foot logs that weigh 4,000 pounds, it's a massive undertaking to do by hand.
Yeah.
So luckily now we've it's technically not ours, but we now have a quite large backhoe on the property. So it belongs to one of the elders from our church. I've been trying to get a price from him to buy it. He keeps telling me, I'll just use it for a few more months. Just use it for a few more months. Just keep it there for a few months, and then we'll talk about what we want, what I'll take for it. So eventually, I believe it will permanently become ours. And it has a large set of forks on the front bucket, so I can now handle the logs. So I can see potentially a full-time milling business being possible in the future. But right now, it's just the security of the guaranteed paycheck.
And then, of course, a kiln would just be a natural addition to that.
Right. Yeah. There's always... That'd be the other problem, is there's always that other piece of equipment that would just make it so much better. And
yeah.
And I'm kind of a fan of equipment, so.
And I love running them.
Okay, let me just remind everybody, if you don't have your name on the wheel, you get it there now, because we're gonna be doing the second drawing here in about 3 minutes, and this hour has flown by.
Yeah, it has.
We've been on an hour already?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Time flies, huh? Are you guys going to make it to any of the homesteading parties this year?
No.
Probably not this year.
Okay.
I'd really like to, but...
We would love to, but with, us just buying a house and still trying to get it set up, and with Kyle being, out of town traveling, we don't really have any extra time.
Yeah, I don't know what our plans are either, because Daryl's been out of the house at 5:30 a.m. every day, Monday to Friday, and sometimes on Saturday. So
I've learned how the Amish sleep.
They don't.
But they do like YouTube.
This last few months of me being gone so much has been partially because of the driver shortage.
Yeah.
So the company I work for, we have 5 trucks. So we try to haul as many of our buildings as we possibly can ourselves, but we've been having trouble getting contract trucks in to help take some of the load just because there's such a shortage of trucks, and then getting drivers. So I left my job with the other company doing heavy haul, and I left it to come do this flatbed gig because it's fantastic money. So they're paying real well now. They cover my health insurance 100%.
Go ahead.
So our insurance went from like $700 a month just for the 3 of us down to like $140 a month, I think it is now.
Wow. Yeah,
so
right there, it's worth
huge.
it. Mm-hmm.
And I'm making about the same money I was making whenever I was heavy hauling. I am gone a little bit more than I used to be, so that's the downside. But when I started, we had one driver that was kind of semi-retired, and he was 70 years old, or is 70 years old, and he's gotten to the point he was too unstable to try to climb up on top of these trailers, especially like this load I've got now, where got a trailer load of hay, and coming back from Utah or Arizona with hay, you have to tarp it because you don't know what kind of weather you're going to get into.
Sure.
So if you got $30,000 worth of alfalfa hay for the racetrack on here, you got to take care of it. And at 70 years old, he rightfully didn't think it was safe for him to be climbing on top of that.
Yeah, it's a bit much for him.
So he just retired. We had another driver that decided it was a good idea to break into the office and steal a bunch of stuff.
He rode his own way out. Put it that way.
Goodness gracious.
So he got canned. And then we've got, so now, for a short time, I was the only over-the-road driver. So we've got two guys that handle all the local Arkansas runs. But I was the only company driver that did the long stuff. So now we've got two others. One that I used to run heavy haul with. He's an older gentleman. He's having issues trying to figure out the e-logs and figuring out how to tarp, because in the heavy haul world, you never tarp. So in local heavy haul, you don't have to run logs. So he's still trying to figure that out, but he's getting better at that. And we just had a new driver start, actually today, I guess. And so hopefully now some of this load on me will start coming off, and I won't have to be gone quite as much as I have been.
Be able to get home more.
Right. Get home, spend more time with Lacey and Tasha.
Yeah.
Start to cherry pick some loads here.
Right.
Yeah.
So part of the problem with finding the outsourced loads has always been when they load these buildings on our trailers. Like I said, we have 5 trucks, but we have over 40 trailers.
Wow.
So in the plant, on the shipping end of the plant, so all the raw materials come in one end, and then they just work their way down through all the stages throughout the plant. And the very end of the building, right next to the highway, is loading bays. We've got 5 loading bays, so they'll leave one bay open for people just coming in to get roofing material and such. But they'll be loading 4 separate buildings at the same time. So as beams come off from one line, they can take the overhead forklift and load them, and they can load the roofing, and then they can load the purlins. And so it may take all day to load a building on a trailer. Well, Joe Blow out here that owns his own truck and trailer does not want to sit there for 8 hours to get loaded.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have room to stack entire buildings inside the shop to be able to load quickly. So normally we've always tried to hire just truck only, and then they would pull our trailer out, and then we'd have them a return load coming back. Well, that's harder to find than a regular flatbed. So now they came up with this idea, and I think it's going to work well. They bought a 60,000-pound crane, outdoor construction crane, and they've got this big spreader bar so they can load buildings on our trailers. And then the yard truck will hook to that trailer, pull up next to that crane, and a contract truck will park next to them, and so they've got the building pre-stacked on one of our trailers, and with a spreader bar, they can pick the entire load up in one pick, spin it around, and set it on the contract truck.
There you go. Yeah.
So that should dramatically increase our ability to get other trucks to help take some of this load.
Okay, Kyle, we're going to get this wheel over here. Get somebody a $2 bill. So let's see what we've got here.
Anybody but Big Bear.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Error.
Got an error there.
Built on the rock.
Kira.
Built on the rock Homestead.
Kira, you still in here? Awesome.
Congratulations.
That's right.
Okay. So we've got our winners for tonight.
But Terry, you already won twice this month. So I think next month we're going to have to do a once a month win or something.
Well, we do for if they're a member.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, you all have to bring friends. We should have 4 times as many in here.
That's right. Tell them we're giving away money.
Hey, we really appreciate you guys hooking up with us tonight. I know that you on the road, Kyle, and Tasha, you waiting for him to get home. We had to get you from 2 different angles here, but it all worked out pretty well.
It did work out. It was good. It was good.
Can't think anything else right offhand here. Mm-hmm. We expect to see some more videos coming out now from you guys.
We really hope
some
to.
soon.
We really hope to get some videos out.
So
even do the videos and then go to your in-laws and upload them from there where you have the internet.
Right.
Well, they don't have internet there either.
Oh, really? Well, then.
Yeah.
Well, you can go to your local McDonald's.
Right.
So you guys got any last thoughts? Any last words?
Just pray this rain stops for a little while so we can get our house in.
Yep.
Try to see if anybody else had any questions that I might have missed.
I haven't seen any.
I can't see the questions, so if I did, I'm sorry.
I've got the laptop with me.
I've been trying to watch.
So I guess we just kind of
if anybody would like to be a guest next Monday, we have it open.
Oh, next Monday's open?
Next Monday's open.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just let us know.
So you heard that here first.
I'm sorry if these frogs are noisy.
Oh, they're having fun with that. They are great people. You're right, Jason. And Kyle will work for milk. Kyle will work for milk. There you go, folks.
Kyle will work for milk. I won't work for milk. So it's me you have to please, right?
Yeah. Kyle even brings his own portable little jug.
Now, goat milk? I might work for some goat milk.
No, I don't think I've ever had goat milk.
I tried it my first time the other day.
What did I have? I had goat milk, didn't I?
That was goat.
Yeah, that was good.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
And she accused me of giving it to you warm.
It was okay, but it wasn't. It was okay.
I'm not a huge fan.
No, but it was.
I like it.
It was just okay. Just okay. Gotta go.
I drank some goat milk at a friend's house the other day, and it was really good.
The looks are coming. I think maybe I had old goat milk.
Was it an old goat?
Might have been.
No, she had all new goats. And especially the one that would come into the house.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid when we do get goats. Sasha's going to bring them in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I had a lamb in the truck the other day.
Yeah, I posted that picture on Facebook. Remember, Robin wanted it right away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Kaylee wanted it. She wanted you to drop it off there to Kaylee, our granddaughter.
Yeah. That was good. Okay. So anyway, you guys stay in touch. Take care. Good luck with your upcoming endeavors. And
Jason, good luck with your prayers for you having your MRI tomorrow. Please let us know.
Yes.
Good luck with that, Jason.
Yeah. Hope everyone has a wonderful week.
Daryl, Sherry, next time y'all are down towards Arkansas, we have an RV connection at our place now.
Sounds good. If we ever get out of the house. Daryl's supposed to be going with his Amish crew to Tennessee in June.
Yay.
Well, I have other plans for me, so I need to talk to him about that, because mine has to do with the camper.
Okay. Because you're welcome to go, too.
I know.
All right. So, anyway, a couple other things that I have learned.
Can you see me a week with Amish people? I mean, nothing wrong with them. They are great. I've met, the crew chief. They're the ones who put the roof on our house 2 years ago. met his wife. She's very nice, but I'm English.
I
They're
gotta go
not,
real
and
quick.
Go ahead.
So, one of the most technologically based people I know. How did you get hooked up with the Amish?
Because they put a roof on my house.
They're the ones who put the roof on our house. And they were interested in the older truck that Daryl had because they needed a driver.
And he asked me when they finished up, he said, "Do you suppose you could haul the trailer and the guys back home tonight?"
And you did.
He says, "I'll give you $50." And I'm thinking, well, for $50, that sounds like real good money since I'm retired and just
poor.
Yeah, and poor. And so that's what started it.
It was about a year and a half later or something.
So
that's awesome.
The driver that they had quit or something, and he called Daryl and said, "Hey, would you like to start driving for us?" He's out of the house at 5:30 every morning to pick those guys up, and doesn't get home till after 6.
Yeah, it's a long day, but it's
a gig.
It's generally pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they used to use his phone because they loved the younger guys. The youngest one there was 17. This kid has LED lights under his buggy.
Yeah.
He also has a cell phone that nobody's supposed to know about.
And a boombox.
And a boombox. Yeah.
Boombox.
This is a 17-year-old.
So he goes dropping down on his buggy being pulled by the horse, and the lights are glowing underneath, and the boombox is just boom, boom, boom.
So he has like 3 or 4 in the back seat, and they were passing around Daryl's phone because they watch YouTube. They just think it's great. And then Andy, the owner of the construction crew, out in where he bought it, but a couple weeks ago he bought an iPad.
Well, he can't buy it.
Oh, I know. You bought it. It's his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what they do here, Brenda. I mean, I'm sure that if I let Andy's wife or Andy know that I could drive her to the store,
Absolutely.
I would be the one taking her to the store.
Absolutely.
And I would have no problem with that because Rebecca's a very nice lady.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So anyway.
But they like to answer when Daryl gets those calls that his student loan is due or, whatever. They take the phone and it's like all of a sudden Pennsylvania Dutch and it's like, all righty then. I'm surprised he hasn't come home and started talking in it.
Wow.
I heard y'all talking about the moving, taking the Amish around.
Yep, that's how he got started. I don't know how he found them. I don't remember. But the youngest guy they had on the roof, I don't even know if he was 17 yet.
Probably not.
Yeah. But Daryl's taken them to pick up longhorn steer. My daughter calls them giraffe horses, the giraffe horses they use to pull their farm equipment and everything around.
Andy gambles
and
with
horses.
He gambles with horses.
He went 2 weeks ago. He took Andy to a horse auction. He took one horse with him and sold it for what, $15,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, this guy walks around with a wad of money.
And he had paid just under $10,000 just a month before.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, he had bought a house a year or so ago, maybe not even a year yet. An English house, so it's electric. Beautiful farmhouse. I wouldn't mind having that place. They have a year to make it Amish friendly. I don't know. I was telling Daryl the other day, I don't know how Becky and the kids can go from having indoor plumbing.
Well, no, the Amish have indoor plumbing.
What, they have an outhouse inside?
No, they have a toilet. They have septic.
Okay.
Yeah. They have a water tank.
Okay, just the electricity.
Right. They just don't have the electricity.
And what, 165 acres? he has?
I think his is 165, 170 acres, something like that.
I was just unreal.
Well, one
Mm-hmm.
of the workers is 21.
His brother.
Well, no, this would be his brother-in-law.
Brother-in-law. Yeah, that's right.
And just bought a property for $310,000 at 21 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
But see, they don't go through conventional banking methods. I can't explain it. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we went past one of the sheriff's department or something the other day going to Columbus or going, to a Menards. And Daryl says, well, we've spent, I've been here a couple of days this week. I go, why? Well, Andy has to pay the property taxes. Taxes on what?
He's buying.
Buying.
He's bidding on property.
Bidding on property.
Sheriff's auction.
He buys houses, repos. I said, so has he found anything you like? Daryl says, not that we can afford.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy. So anyway, last thoughts for me? You got any last thoughts?
I don't. I try not to think.
Try not to think.
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, my last thought is this.
Oh, Lord. Hold on.
When you clean out a vacuum cleaner, you become a vacuum cleaner. Have a good night, folks.
Oh, Lordy. Night, peoples. Have a nice one.
Night.